Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your daily analysis for the DJIA on the New York trading session dated Thursday the 9th of December. New York's been closed for a few hours now. My main wave count for the Dow on a daily chart. This sees the Dow is within wave C at intermediate degree to the upside to end a primary wave 2. At minor degree it should subdivide. So far it looks like it's going to be an impulse. We should see a clear 5-wave structure. We've had an end to 1, 2, 3, still probably working on 4 to the downside. I don't think that 4 ended here. We can't see it as an ABC because the C would be a very strong 3-wave structure. That's not correct. Therefore it's extending further downwards as a regular flat correction. This point here is not significantly, it's not 105% the length of A, so it's not an expanded flat correction, it's just a regular flat. So we may expect wave C pink when it unfolds to be ending just a little bit below the end of wave A pink. However, wave 4 can't move into wave 1 price territory, so we shouldn't see movement below 10,720. And it's likely that this fourth wave will come to get fairly close to this lower edge of this parallel trend channel here on the daily chart. My long-term target to the upside for this C wave at intermediate degree is 12,520, where it will reach 0.618, the length of A, which is off to the left of the chart. For it to reach equality with A, the most common relationship between the two would invalidate the wave count at primary degree, and I don't expect that's going to happen. Taking you now to an hourly chart where this green C is this point up here, and at I have 2 wave counts at the hourly chart level for you, one that sees wave B pink is over and wave C pink to the downside, a trend that should last a couple of weeks underway. The other wave count sees a little bit more sideways movement and one more upwards thrust before it's over. For this wave count, within wave C green, we had a 3, 4 is a contracting triangle, 5 a thrust out of the triangle. Thereafter we've got a good solid 5-wave structure to the downside. This is pretty clearly impulsive. Thereafter, a zigzag to the upside. However, the problem comes when we look at this piece of movement. The only way to see it within this wave count structure is a 1, 2, and then within 3, developing a 1, 2. We should be seeing a strong third wave to the downside very soon for the Dow if this wave count is correct. We shouldn't really be seeing any movement above this point. However, I'm going to leave my invalidation point down up here at 11,443 for this wave count. Here's my alternate wave count for this main daily wave count on the hourly chart. For this wave count within this piece of movement here, I've moved the labelling simply down 1 degree. So instead of seeing an end of wave C green here, we just have an end of wave 3 within wave C. With a 3, contracting triangle for 4, thrust out of the triangle for a 5th wave to end this 3rd wave. And now working on a contracting triangle again in a 4th wave position, this time at 1 degree higher, with a pretty clear 5-wave structure down for wave A of the triangle. Thereafter, every subsequent wave of this triangle must be a zigzag. We can certainly see this is a zigzag for wave B. This is a pretty obvious zigzag for wave C. Should be working on a zigzag to the upside for wave D, which should not move above 11,443, or may end around about this point, just a very, very slight amount above it. Technically, if we have a barrier triangle, D can end about the level of B, which can also include very slightly above it. So long as the BD trend line remains flat, it's a barrier triangle. Thereafter, wherever D ends, another zigzag down for wave E to complete the triangle, and E can't move beyond the end of C, so this triangle will only remain valid if price remains above 11,330 in the short term. When this 4th wave triangle is over, we may expect an upwards thrust out of the triangle. Which should be around about 116 points, and that will finally complete the C wave impulse to end this B wave at pink degree zigzag. When that's over, we should see a trend change for the S&P according to this wave count as well, back down to the downside for a C wave at pink or minute degree that should last a couple of weeks, if not longer. Here's my alternate wave count for the daily chart. This wave count is different. intermediate degree, the C's wave B at intermediate degree is still unfolding as a regular flat correction, and while price remains below 11,468, this wave count will be correct. It will be confirmed with price movement below 10,720 because that's where the main wave count would be invalidated. If we see that movement, it's extremely likely that wave C blue will end beyond the end of A. Failure to do so would see a very rare running flat correction, and I don't expect that's the case because of the rarity of this structure. So this target down to 8,732 is more likely. So a slightly more brief analysis for you, as it's quite late in the evening for me here. I expect it's mostly that alternate hourly wave count for the main wave count, with the triangle unfolding, has a slightly better fit on the hourly chart. I would expect that triangle to finish and a short sharp thrust about 161 points to push up to the upside. If that triangle structure holds, then that presents a really high probability, low risk trade setup to the upside. I'm just going to go back to that wave count one last time and explain what I mean. If we have a zigzag up for D that ends at or about this point, can move very, very slightly above that, but not much. And then we have another zigzag down for E that fails to move below this point and price remains above this point. And it's also likely that wave E is likely to either overshoot or undershoot this AC trend line. Really common for it to overshoot, less common for it to undershoot. So if it does overshoot, then stops technically could be set just below this point here for long trades to the upside, and looking for about 161 points. So your risk would be very low because there's not a lot of room for it to move. There is certainly a risk this wave count may be wrong, but if it turns out to be right, you could have a nice little profit to the upside there. So that's all from me with your Dow analysis today. I hope this helps you in your trading, and I hope everyone else is having a great day.